Thanksgiving Sunday, and many of our regular folks are away visiting families and etc. So, but I'm glad you're here. Now, in this series of lectures or meetup, our focus is on how to live a good life, right? I mean, how to be happier and more meaningful. So there are different conceptions about what good life is, right? We'll consider some conceptions. And now here's a book written a number of years ago, talking about the good life and its discontent, okay? We know that right now, that many people are out of jobs, no jobs, and many people work very hard, they play by the rules, they work hard, but they do not get the rewards. Okay? I mean, the world's not fair, right? Life not fair. Especially for immigrants, because of the culture, the language barrier, they might be very smart, well qualified in their own country, but here, and they just couldn't find a niche in a society for themselves. So, if you think about that, you can achieve prosperity, success, and happiness through hard work. It's not happening. Okay, so there's a lot of discontent and unhappiness here. And here, even those for people who actually achieve their dreams, there's still an even happiness, something missing. And I was talking to a restaurant owner. I mean, she's well-to-do, she has a successful business, but she's always, I'm so tired. Tired of what? She's tired of boredom, right? Every evening, in a restaurant, you just sit there, client come in, go. So there's something missing in her life. I think that is true for many people, that you possess, you're able to get many things you desire, but inside you there's still an emptiness here. And here is another situation where you're pursuing happiness, but as you fall into a trap, fall off a cliff. If you study the children of the super rich, do you know who are the super rich children? The children who have a trust fund in millions of dollars. They do not need to do any work whatsoever. Okay? And if they do any work, so what happened? That's called the super rich kid syndrome. And those kids have no purpose, no challenge, no dream, no happiness. They from party to party, get drunk, play with dope. So you can fulfill all your heart desires, you can still be miserable. Right? And here's a picture by a philosopher. His idea of caveman, and it is an allegory from the famous philosophy of Plato. His idea, okay, in a sense, all of us, like people live in a cave, will never get out of the cave, never see the sunlight, the sunshine, the real reality, and all we see is the shadow from the sun outside the cave. What we're saying is that the most of us living at this level, okay? We go to work, we buy, we do shopping, we fight, we make love, we live at this level. And thinking we're dealing with reality, but we're dealing with something that is a shadow. We don't know the real reality. So today, I'm going to try to get you out of the cave, so to speak, outside the cave, to see a broader reality about the good life. Very nice, right? Because most of us live mindlessly, like day in, day out, busy, being happy, doing things we like, but we're still at the animal level, inside a cave. Now I'm going to introduce some ideas about life outside the cave. Okay? Now here is one idea is that Jesus is challenging people's concept of good life. Jesus is saying that if you want to gain the whole wide world but lose your soul, what do you get? Nothing. Okay? Now here is Buddha's challenge on the good life. That's what Buddha said. In the end, what really matters is not how much money you have. It's not how much you have, but how well you love, how fully you live, how deeply you let go. See, there is another conception, another conception of good life that involves have compassion for people. It's not how much you get, but how much compassion you have for other people, and how willing you are to let go. Right? It is a different concept of tell Daniel to stop hammering. Tell Daniel one. My brother not in the room. Okay, let Kara. So the idea is you letting go, not taking in. Very contrary to our thing about happiness process, right? It's letting go rather than taking in. It's a conception. Now here is a third idea. It's from Carl Rogers, a humanistic psychologist. He's saying that to live life fully, to be truly happy, you have to become fully human. Now, are you not fully human? Are you fully human or not? Yeah. What does it mean to be fully human? You're fully human, and then you're fully happy.
To be healthy.
Oh, healthy. That's one part of it, okay? Health is very important. But what happens if you're in a wheelchair? I'm getting tired of sitting down. Or you get real old, you're in a wheelchair, and your health fail you. Can you still be fully happy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Judith. Right? You can still be fully happy. So the idea is that to be fully human involves more than being fully healthy. Okay. Now here is his definition. Okay. To be fully happy is to be fully functioning. Now stop right now. Okay. Are you fully functioning? Now what it actually means is that if your health not functioning very well, you have problem go to washroom, okay? You have problem eating, have problem go to sleep. The basic biological processes, right? But he talking about something more important, that is, he talking about whether we all possess what he call the uniquely human functions, human capacities. Now, what are the uniquely human capacities? If your human capacities are not functioning, then you are no better than animals.
Yes.
So you are fully functioning animals. I'm sorry about that. But you're not fully functioning humans. Now, what are some human capacities? One is rational thinking, the neocortex, right? So there's three parts of the brain. One is the reptile brain, the brainstem, involving a little bit of midbrain limbic system. But the reptile brain operates on flight or fight, operate on instincts, basic desires. And if we only operate according to the reptile brain, we're no different from animals. And the limbic system also involves emotion and memory, a little better. But what makes us human is the neocortex. This part, right? The forebrain. So the neocortex is responsible for executive decisions, problem solving, rational thinking, and more importantly, moral reasoning. Right? You're human beings, you should know right from wrong. You're good parents, You teach children right or wrong, right? So to be fully functioning, you have to be able to tell right or wrong. You can't tell right or wrong, then you're in trouble. You make all kinds of stupid decisions, right? So he's saying that to be fully human, your unique human capacities have to be fully functioning. The other part is that you have to be open to life. Open to life, you see, our mind can be either closed or open. Our heart can be either closed or open. Now, if your heart is closed, that means what? That means I only love myself. I have no love for the world, a lot of people, right? Your mind is closed, you see that this is the whole I believe. I don't want to learn anything new. The fact you're here, that means your mind is open to new ideas, right? And more importantly, you're open to life. The sorrow and the joy, the heartbreaks and love and fears and courage. You're open to that experience. You're not afraid. And here's the thing. To be fully functional is someone who grows continually. Who grow, who are stretching themselves, and who develop their potentials, who have the courage to plunge into life and not run away and not hiding. That's the picture of someone full of life.